What's going on, everyone? This is the greatest travel podcast in the universe, and we talk sports, culture, and nonsense as well. I'm your host, Fraser Laveay, and today we're talking San Diego. I would say the greatest city in the United States, if not North America. I love it. We're going to say places to stay, what to do for families, for, just bachelorette parties, bachelor parties, all types of groups on what to do. But first, I have a rant. And this one might just come back at me a little rough. Can we stop marking ourselves safe on Facebook when there's like a minor tragedy or occurrence? I don't know what classifies a tragedy, but just recently, like, there was some storms that went through the Midwest and the South, and maybe 3 people passed away. RIP. Some people were injured. RIP. But unless it's like a full tornado or like Hurricane Katrina type things, like, we don't need to mark yourself safe. I've had enough. There's 100 people per day die from driving in the United States per day. 7,500 are injured. So unless you're going to mark yourself safe every day you get home from work, from driving, like, oh, I marked myself safe from driving to work today, cut it out. We'll make 100 people as like that kind of Mendoza line for if we post safe or if we don't. 100 plus, I would say. That's fair. And I'm just enough. Like, are that many people texting you, Ronald, where it's like, hey, I've heard 3 people died over the last 4 days in a country of 335 million people. Are you okay? I just wanted to check in. Like, if it's just 1 or 2 people texting you, or 7, text them back. You don't need to cry for attention on Facebook that, oh, you're okay. I mean, 8,000 people die in the United States daily, and you're marking yourself okay because there was some lightning? Enough. I don't know. We just don't need it. You're not that inundated with texts, Rebecca. And I'll respect the irony completely if, like, all of a sudden an earthquake hits where I live today and 98 people die and I can't post because of the rule I just made. Or even if I die, no one will laugh harder from heaven. I'll look down and be like, I deserve that. I'm not trying to be mean or morbid. I'm just saying, let's stop. I think it's just a PSA, I would say. But yeah, there will be egg on my face if I die today after posting this podcast about not marking yourself safe. And then I didn't and died. Sorry. But anyways, let's get back to something more fun, less death, unless it's the death of a lack of things to do, because welcome to San Diego, where we have tons of things to do. And I don't mean we, because I'm not from there, so I just love it. It's truly the greatest city in, I'd say, North America. Weather's perfect. The people are chill. It's just got everything. So what to do if you're vacationing, where to stay. First and foremost, it's expensive as hell. Like, ridiculously expensive. Those who go, there's like the worst Days Inn or whatever those terrible hotels are, but they put lipstick on them and they call them like the San Diego by the beach inn, but it's really just a shithole Days Inn, and it's like $500 in the summer per night. That sucks. But I guess you get what you pay for. So you want to stay in the Pacific Beach, Mission Beach area, ideally walkable to the beach, especially if you have a family, which again is super expensive. I get it. If you can't make it, go to Rocky Point in Arizona. It's in Mexico, but just south of Arizona. That comes with its own issues if you're not in the area. But you want to fly in and just Uber to your place and just stay there and not have to Uber again, walk everywhere, bike everywhere. Most Airbnbs come with bikes. There's a ton of bike rental places where you just get those and just go to the beach, go to the restaurants and the bars and just hang out. So you don't have to pack all your stuff, pack your kids, get in, an Uber or a rental car, find parking. It's all a nightmare on its own. Renting a car these days now is $100 a day when you have to add the insurance and all that nonsense. So keep that in mind when you're going to rent a place. Like $100 a day extra instead of renting a car. If you just walk to the beach or to the bay. If you have little ones, the bay is really nice because there's no waves. It's a lot safer. There's no sharks. Did you know San Diego, like there's a giant birthing ground off the coast for great white sharks? It's one of the most infested great white shark areas. I don't want to say on the planet because I don't work for National Geographic, but there's a ton. However, it's like their birthing area. So I guess in the birthing area, they don't attack. So it's not really attack issues. They go more up north to like San Francisco to attack, which they don't do tons of attacks anyways. But anyways, the more you know, right? Stay in Pacific Beach, stay in Mission Beach. La Jolla is beautiful as well. A great place. You can stay downtown. You know, you can really stay anywhere you want. I'm just saying if you're going for a vacation, closer to the beach, walkable, the better. Of course, you can Uber in there if you want to just Uber. Try not to rent a car because by the time you park, all that kind of stuff, it's just a nightmare. Better just to Uber once and back, or ideally walk, like I mentioned. So that's where to stay. What to do? The number one thing you have to do, families, this isn't as easy, but my favorite thing to do, and we're going to get into much better things, I just love this, is we'll rent bikes or have bikes, stay in Mission Beach, Pacific Beach, and just bike and bar hop down the I forget what the beach road is called. There's like a walking path. It's a very simple name that I'm forgetting. There's a walking and bike path that goes along the beach, the entire stretch. So you just hop on there, bar hop, and then bike up to La Jolla. So you get a little exercise. You feel like, all right, I put in a little work. Everyone can do it. My parents have done it. Lots of people have done it. You go up and down some hills. You see some gorgeous houses, mansions along the beach, and just end up in La Jolla for some lunch. You go to, spoiler alert, a place that is on this list of Seal Beach, where you can just watch seals just frolic around in their little beach area in La Jolla. Eat lunch, have a few drinks, bike on back. It's tremendous. It's one of my favorite days is probably doing that. Lahaina Beach House is a must stop. It's the quintessential beach bar that you just got to go by. It's always packed, small. It's just awesome. It's like a beach dive bar. It's my favorite. I mean, there's PB Shore Club, which my friend Joe says is the best bar in America. Joe's Tours, look him up. And Joe Connolly's Tours. So it's great. You just got to go. There's a ton of other bars everywhere. You can't miss them. The whole street is just bars and restaurants. So that's my favorite thing to do. Now, back to best things to do. I already mentioned go to La Jolla. Seal Beach, it's kind of like a European feel. It's a higher end kind of area, so it's really pretty. The restaurants are nice. The places are nice. Like it's just Euro feel cafes. It's overlooking the ocean. Oh yeah, and you can swim with sharks and stingrays off La Jolla Beach. You heard that correctly. You literally can get in the water off La Jolla. You can do it yourself, rent some snorkel gear, or there's tours that'll take you out, and it's literally just go to the left and walk into the water, and there's just a plethora of stingrays, and I think they're nurse sharks. They might be, no, I think they're even smaller, like black tip reef sharks or something. Very small, don't attack or anything like that. I assume they still do that. It's been years since I've done it, but it's incredible. You literally swim with little sharks and stingrays, and it's so cool. So you have to do that, which I think that's why San Diego is one of my favorite places in North America, or it is, because it just offers things you can't do anywhere else, such as going to La Jolla Cove to see the seals, which you can even kayak up to and get closer to, or just stand from up above and just look. You can lose lose an hour just watching the seals play around. It's so cool. And yeah, and then La Jolla Shores is that's the beach where you just swim with sharks. And they're leopard sharks. So that's what they are. I have it in my notes here. Leopard sharks. They actually look like leopards in the water. What? Imagine leopards and a shark. Pow. And then you swim with them and don't get killed. Is there anything better? I can't think of one. So check that out. Um, there's, of course, paddleboarding, all the other regular water activities you can do, and some great restaurants: Jose's, Crab Catcher, Brockton Villa. Want to try those out? I don't know if they're still there post COVID, but they're really good, so they surely have to be there. There's also a place I would like listeners, if anyone's even still listening. There was a restaurant at the top of the hill when you come up from the Seal Beach area. I thought it was to the left, and I thought it was a woman's name. It doesn't appear to be there anymore, but it had the greatest enchilada in the history of the world. It could have been Jose's, but I thought it was a woman's name. And it was the greatest enchilada, second greatest enchilada I've ever had, ever. It was so good. I don't even like the red sauce or anything. Miss me with that. Their red sauce, immaculate. Absolutely immaculate. I already mentioned, but I have it on my list here. If you want to read more, go to inspiretraveleat.com. I've got this full list there. But yeah, Mission Beach and Pacific Beach are incredible. That's where you should stay. There's an amusement park, tons of kind of those little fun touristy shops, bars, all the drink activities, or sorry, drink. Well, there are tons of drink activities, all the water activities, the paddleboarding, the kayaking, jet skis. Take your bikes, go on the beachside boardwalk. I think that's what's called, the boardwalk. I don't know why I couldn't figure that out. And the boardwalk's just your highway to fun. There's Belmont Park is a cute amusement park, which check out if you have kids. It's, kind of like a fun little fair, like a what do they call a state fair, a miniature version, right along the beach. It's incredible. So definitely go. You can bring a football, volleyball, any leisure game of your choice, or leisure, which I don't know how you pronounce it. So I don't want to offend anyone. If you call it leisure, you know what? It's not my fight. It's not my battle. I'm not going to do it, especially in California, of all places. You can get tossed out of places in California. Spike ball, paddle ball, whatever. The next favorite thing to do, which is one of the best things in the world at what they do, the San Diego Zoo. If you don't like zoos, maybe stop listening. It is ranked the number one zoo in the world. I have it number 2 behind the Singapore Zoo. The Singapore Zoo is unreal. If you ever get to Singapore, go to the zoo and you'll understand. I think the San Diego Zoo is ranked higher because it does more on the conservation side. So it's like an overall encompassing better zoo. But just the zoo itself, Singapore Zoo, there's like monkeys that you are just free. They're just running around. It's unreal. You can go into like cages with all these other animals, like red pandas and stuff. It's crazy. It's the craziest zoo of all time. The San Diego Zoo, however, is 1A, 1B, however you want to rank them. It is so cool. It blows any other zoo aside from the Singapore Zoo out of the water. They do an amazing job of how you feel like you're in the habitats of each of the animals. So I'm sure PETA still doesn't like it, but at least they make it like, they're in their habitat, I guess. It has the most animals you will see out of any zoo, I'm pretty sure, aside from, they'll even beat that zoo. What was that hillbilly show in Florida? Tiger Joe? Why can't I think of the Tiger Man? What? I can't believe I'm Tiger King Joe. It's a stupid joke. I'll edit that out. Probably won't. But yeah, there's also an aerial tram at the San Diego Zoo to get like a bird's eye view of all the animals. There's private tours, animal encounters, interactive experiences. And then while you're in the area, check out the rest of Balboa Park, which is the park that the zoo is situated in. And you can see kind of like history, sites, kids parks, all that kind of stuff. Another great thing to do in San Diego, sunset cruises and whale watching. As I mentioned earlier with the sharks and everything, there's a plethora of sea life going on in San Diego. So get out on the water, go fishing, deep sea fishing if you want. I think you can actually, I know you can go scuba diving with great white sharks. It's a full day or maybe a 2 full day thing because you have to go pretty far off to do this. But yeah, you can go swimming with great white sharks on a voyage from San Diego. But I think, like I said, it's a long day trip or longer. You can also dive with blue sharks and mako sharks. It's unreal. And if you just go to the port, you'll see sea lions, seals, maybe you'll see whales and dolphins from the shore. But go on a little sunset cruise, you'll be sure to see all this stuff. And yeah, all that with a drink in your hand, romantic or fun with the kids, whatever you want, or a bachelor party drink with the guys. Speaking of a bachelor party drink with the guys, you can also get on a boat in the bay. I forget the name of this. I can find it, but there's like little bachelorette party boat excursions where you kind of just go around in the boat and you hang out. I'll try and find it, but while I find it, go to a baseball game. I hate baseball. Going to a game that was fun. So, and Petco Park is right in the mix of everything, which is just along the water. It's got a view of the skyline. It's in the historic Gaslamp Quarter, which has a ton of great bars, restaurants, and sites in its own. So it's really just a great place to go. Tickets are cheap most of the time. So go buy a $35 ticket, have a couple beers, watch a handful of innings, and just experience it. It's a great time. Someone in our group almost got kicked out of Petco Park in the elevator because of their sarcasm. I'm not going to say it was me. I'm not going to say it wasn't. But someone could not take a joke. Probably the same person who's going to get mad at me for what I said earlier about marketing yourself safe on Facebook. There's some great hikes. So like the Torrey Pines State Natural Reserve has a ton of hikes. I could list a ton that aren't coming to mind right now, but just Google best hikes in San Diego and you will get a plethora of really unique, beautiful hikes along the coast. Easy ones, hard ones. I know there's the Guy Fleming Trail is short, Razor Point Trail, and they're all just kind of along the beach and right next to Torrey Pines Golf Course, which is historic and well known for, I think, PGA championships are played there quite often. There's also another thing to see is the aquarium as well as SeaWorld. So another great couple things to keep it back to the water stuff. Nightlife, if you're going there for a bachelor party, a guy's party, a girl's party, even just a bunch of adults of same sexes hanging out, cohabitating, or different sexes. I don't know what sexes are anymore. All the sexes. Can you say sexes? We'll say you can. Genders, all the genders. I don't know. San Diego has the best nightlife in the country because it's got something for all tastes. If you want to go clubbing, you can go down to downtown Omnia, and there's another one down there or two. I haven't been there in a while. I don't club anymore. But they go off. Like full on, not Vegas, but it's pretty intense. It's a good time. And then if you just want to go to, which my favorite, the beach bars in Pacific Beach, Mission Beach, just relax there. Then there's more, there's also every kind of bar in that area, whether you want dive bars, beach bars. They also have a little bit more clubby feels. They're some of the best bars in North America. I'm sorry. They're great. Just really chill. Wear anything along Garnett Avenue in Pacific Beach. There's like 30 bars to go to. So yeah, whether you just want to chill on the patio, overlook the water, grab a drink and go on some rides in the Gaslamp Quarter, or nightclubs, do it. Gaslamp has Park. I think Park is still there, as well as some other more clubby places in the Gaslamp Quarter. So plenty of things to do if you're nightlifing. I think the best place to have a bachelor party, because you can just be a bit more chill and still jump in to the club scene if you want it for a night. But like in Vegas, you go to Vegas and it's just, that's all there is. Go to Scottsdale. I live there. I would go to Pacific Beach more. It's just beautiful. And hangovers are much easier to deal with jumping in the water or being by the ocean. And there's just so much more to do. I love it. Hiking and mountain biking, I touched on. I think I have some other spot. Oh, Iron Mountain Trail is a great hike. Cedar Creek Falls to Devil's Punch Bowl, amazing hike. Cowles Mountain, Cowles, Los Pensaquitos Canyon Trail, and Three Sisters Falls Trails. All great hikes to check out. Another thing, Sunset Cliffs in Point Loma. Another great place for views, secret caves, surfing, marine life, or if you just want to chill and watch a gorgeous sunset. It's along Point Loma, the Sunset Cliffs are. It's a 68-acre park with cliff views, an exciting place just to hang out. You can go in the little tide pools, search for crabs, shellfish, other fish, while you explore the cool caves. You can drive or walk the cliffs, but it's definitely just a gorgeous view if you want to go there for a little check out this view night. The aforementioned Gaslight and Porter is more than just nightlife. It's got top restaurants, art galleries, concert venues, shopping, museums, and as mentioned, Petco Park. It's just littered with fun stuff to do. So walk. If you got some spare time that you want to do something different than the beach, go take a stroll. It's definitely a cool little area. And I mentioned SeaWorld. I have it here on my list. I got ahead of myself. I would have ranked it higher. Like I have it here on my top things to do in San Diego list, but I'm kind of torn about. I'm on the bubble with SeaWorld and the animal treatment. Even though I love the zoo, which I get know that's kind of like the polar bear probably shouldn't be there. But the dolphins and the whales get me because they need a lot more space. I know polar bears need just as much space. I get it. Maybe I'm just being a hypocrite. But they do rescue a ton of animals, and they do great things on the conservation side. So yeah, I think I still go. I don't know. That's all I'm gonna say, I guess. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything. I wish I had more restaurant ideas for you, but whenever I go, I'm more just eat at a beach restaurant that wherever we end up. I don't really search foodie places when I'm there. I haven't. So the USS Midway Museum, if you're into museums, it's really cool. I mean, if you have kids, obviously kids love like fighter planes and all that kind of stuff. San Diego's a huge military town, so check that out if you want to do that little tour, if you have more time. The bay cruises. I think I was mentioning those cruises where you just kind of go around the bay. You can do ones with luxury dinners. So that's kind of nice. Or like a brunch with champagne. A little nice morning on the water. So yeah, do that. Coronado Beach is a little bit more of a chill beach, more local. So another great place to check out. I forgot Belmont. There's a horse racing place there, and I forget what it is called. But it's if you're there for a bachelorette party, check it out. I don't know if it's worth it. I say that I had a good time, but I would much rather not waste driving out there and away from the beach. So maybe I take it back. Don't go there unless you have plenty of time and you're really into horse racing. Why can't Del Mar? It's called Del Mar. So if you're into horse racing, they've got that. It's only like 25, 30 minutes from Mission Beach, Pacific Beach. They have a Legoland if you have kids. I think I'm just kind of getting to the end. I just want to make sure I don't miss anything for you. The Birch Aquarium, I mentioned. Sesame Place, kid-oriented spot. Little Italy, if you want some Italian food. Seaport Village. Yeah, I think I hit all the stuff that really matters. Maritime Museum, meh. Yeah, so there you go. Those are some things to check out. Sorry if I offended anyone with the Facebook, but we've had enough. I'm just speaking for everyone. Unless it's, remember, 101 plus, fine. 3, 4, 5, 6 to whatever, keep on counting up to 99. No, unless you're going to post every day that you mark yourself safe from driving in the US. This is the greatest travel podcast in the universe. I'm Fraser Laveay, inspiredtraveleat.com for all your travel and food needs, or at least most of them, a good amount. Thanks for listening.